the young and the restless spoilers shock. Sally Spectra had always been a woman of intuition, someone who could sense the subtle changes in her body before any test could confirm them. Over the past few weeks, she had noticed those familiar signs: fatigue, nausea, and a sudden aversion to certain foods. A quiet alarm bell rang in the back of her mind, prompting her to take action. One afternoon, while Billy was out dealing with the chaos of his own life, Sally slipped out of their shared apartment and made her way to the nearest pharmacy. She purchased a pregnancy test, her heart pounding with every step she took back home. Once there, she locked herself in the bathroom, her hands trembling as she unwrapped the small plastic stick that would confirm her suspicions. Minutes later, the results were undeniable. 2 bold lines appeared on the test, a clear indication that she was pregnant. Sally stared at the test, her thoughts racing. She was 3 weeks along, this child was undoubtedly Adam's. The realization hit her like a freight train. Adam, the man who had caused her so much pain, was the father of her unborn child. Yet, Sally knew that a future with Adam would be anything but happy. Their relationship was toxic, built on a foundation of mistrust and betrayal. If she stayed with Adam, she would be condemning herself and her child to a life of misery. Sally was nothing if not resourceful. She knew she had to act quickly, to find a way to secure a future for herself and her baby, one that didn't involve Adam. As she sat in the dim light of the bathroom, the beginnings of a plan began to form in her mind. It was risky, it was deceitful, but it was also the only way she could see to protect herself and her child. The plan was simple, in theory. She would change the DNA results, making it appear that Billy, not Adam, was the father of her baby. Billy was kind, caring, and, most importantly, deeply empathetic towards Sally. He had been through his own share of heartbreak, and Sally knew that he would do anything to support her, especially if he believed the child was his. But the plan had its risks. What if Billy didn't believe her? What if he decided to have the DNA results independently verified? What if the truth came out later, and she was exposed as a liar? These thoughts swirled through Sally's mind, but she pushed them aside. The future was uncertain, but she needed to focus on the present, on ensuring that she and her baby would be safe and cared for. Sally began to put her plan into action. She visited a private clinic, where she paid a hefty sum to have the DNA results altered. The doctor assured her that the changes would be undetectable, no one would ever know the truth unless they conducted another test. Sally left the clinic with a mixture of relief and anxiety. The first part of her plan was complete, but now came the difficult part: convincing Billy. That evening, Sally sat Billy down, her eyes filled with a mix of apprehension and determination. "Billy, there's something I need to tell you," she began, her voice trembling slightly. "I'm pregnant." Billy's eyes widened in shock, and for a moment, he was speechless. "Pregnant?" he repeated, as if trying to process the information. "Are you sure?" Sally nodded, her eyes welling up with tears. "Yes, I took a test. I'm 3 weeks along." Billy's initial shock quickly gave way to concern. He reached out to take Sally's hand, his expression softening. "And, you're sure it's mine?" he asked, though his tone was gentle. Sally had expected the question, and she was prepared. "Yes, Billy. It's yours. I know this is unexpected, but I want you to know that I'm here for you, and I hope you'll be here for me and our baby too." Billy sat back, his mind reeling from the news. He had always wanted to be a father again, especially after losing Delia. The idea of having another child, a daughter, perhaps, filled him with a cautious hope. But there was also a nagging doubt in the back of his mind. Sally was known for being unpredictable, and he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story. Despite his doubts, Billy chose to trust Sally. He knew that she had been through a lot, and he didn't want to add to her burden by questioning her integrity. "I'll be here for you, Sally," he finally said, squeezing her hand. "We'll get through this together." Sally smiled, relief washing over her. The hardest part was over, Billy believed her. Now, she just had to keep up the charade, at least until the baby was born. After that, she hoped that Billy would be so attached to the child that he wouldn't even consider questioning the paternity. As the weeks passed, Sally and Billy began to prepare for the arrival of their baby. They went to doctor's appointments together, discussed names, and even started setting up a nursery. Billy's doubts, though still present, were pushed to the back of his mind as he focused on the future.